and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. So be it, Jedi.
Welcome everybody to the first Cantina Happy Hour of 2023. That is right. You are at the GNN Cantina Happy Hour. We are back from our little hiatus, our winter break, if you will, mid-season off.
Vacation.
Yeah. Had a good time, spent some time with the family. It was all good. Everything's hunky-dory. I am your host, David. I'm wearing a new Boba Fett shirt that I got for Christmas. Ooh, yeah. Also with me today is Debbie. How are you, Debbie?
I'm good. I'm wearing my Star Wars Celebration 2 shirt. It's not new. It's very old because I went to it. So
that would have been what, 2004 maybe?
Well, it was before the Phantom Menace.
It was before the Phantom Menace?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, because was it the Phantom Menace or before Attack of the Clones?
No, the second one was Attack of the Clones, or the Celebration 3 was Attack of the Clones, I believe.
Yeah, no.
If I had my oldest son with me, I would know because he went with me.
I was gonna say because three was Revenge of the Sith because I got I have a Darth Vader figure. Celebration 3 Darth Vader figure, and that was
maybe it was Celebration 2 was Attack of the Clones and 3 was Sith. I don't remember. I'm too old. I just had a birthday, so the mind starts going when you get older.
I hear you. Also with us tonight is Cam from Cam and
Hello.
Focus. How are you, sir?
Doing all right. Can't join the attire party. I'm wearing scrubs, so
that's okay. I'm sure with about 30 minutes left in this show, you'll pop on and we'll get to see your lovely scrubs, and it'll be great.
I hope so. I mean, I'm not wearing any. Well, I am wearing my Kylo Ren long sleeve underneath them, though. So
there you go.
There you go.
Hey,
we could have a strip show.
There you go.
So we got to look. Before we start, we're talking about the Bad Batch season 2. Started yesterday, which was great because that gives us a reason to kick off the show today. But I also want to talk about, because one of the things we ran into was Mandalorian season 3 starts on March the 1st. Now, Bad Batch season 2 will still be running, and in fact, the Bad Batch is going to overlap the Mandalorian by like 6 weeks. 6 whole weeks. And if Mandalorian stays true to form, their seasons are only like 8 episodes long. So really, we're going to have like 6 weeks where we're doing doubles, and then we'll only have 2 weeks of Mandalorian left. But, and we were talking about this before the show, there's a lot of Star Wars content hitting Disney Plus this year. You got Bad Batch so far, Mando season 3, you've got Acolyte, you've got Skeleton Crew, and of course the one everyone is looking forward to, Ahsoka.
Yeah, and all 3 of those, when I just looked them up on the internet, there's no release date. It just says TBD, to be determined.
So far as we know right now, everything's releasing in 2023. I mean, barring another global pandemic or something like. Actually, even if we had another global pandemic, I think they would still release them on time because I'm sure they've been made already. It's just a matter of, hey,
Ahsoka started
at home.
Ahsoka started filming back in May of last year, so it's probably in post-production doing special effects and all that.
And Ahsoka too. I thought I saw a rumor about this, and maybe Debbie, you can confirm. They've cast somebody as a younger Ahsoka as well.
Yes.
So we do know that there will be flashbacks in the Ahsoka series. Are they going to flash back to are we going to get Hayden Christensen in Ahsoka?
Yeah, that's already been determined.
Already been confirmed on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I missed that one completely. It's going to be great then. We're going to have some live action Clone Wars. Gah. And the
Yay, bring back the Skywalker mullet.
Also, Andor, it has a release date of September of this year.
Of this year? Oh, I didn't think that was not next year. Oh, so we got Andor too. Which, if it was even half as good as the first season, it's still going to be phenomenal. Because I think that was a big surprise to a lot of people, a lot of the Star Wars. Like,
Your microphone is kind of cutting out, Dave.
Uh-oh. Hang on. Am I still cutting out?
I'm glad you said something. I thought it was me.
Am I still cutting out? Am I good?
No, you sound better now.
No, you're good.
Cool. But yeah, if the second season of Andor is half as good as the first season was, it's gonna be completely amazing. And again, this was one of those ones where Star Wars fans looked at it and they're like, why do we want a show about Andor? What is this? And then they get it and they're like, oh, this is so good. And especially, I've heard a lot of people saying this makes Rogue One better.
Yes.
Because we've got some backstory to it. So, which is Rogue One is my favorite of the Disney era, anyways. So, sorry, Cam.
Well, yeah.
It's not the Last Jedi.
No, that's okay. It's all good. I mean, in that sense, I mean, it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and it did what all the expanded works are supposed to do. I mean, between the books, the comics, and everything else, they're supposed to make the movies better. You know, to give us that backstory, to give us that context that people have been asking for, and yeah, I mean, in that sense, yeah, that's exactly what they were going for, and I think they did it exceptionally well.
So anyway, there's a lot of very cool Star Wars stuff coming out in the coming year, which we will be here. Speaking of the coming year, it popped in my Facebook memories yesterday. Yesterday was our 1-year anniversary. Yesterday was the we did our first show 1 year ago yesterday. So we almost lined up just right. It was great.
Oh, yeah. Happy anniversary, us.
Happy anniversary to us. That's right. 1 year. We've been.
I didn't get any flowers or chocolates. I feel cheated.
I didn't get anything either.
Yeah, well, all that I got was another sinus infection. So.
Well, you know what?
Oh, good Lord.
Dave Gramillion, we know you're watching. We know you're at least going to watch. I think we need something special 1 year anniversary. Okay, Bad Batch Season 2. We got Bad Batch Season 2 started back up. What happened in the first episode was basically kind of what the trailer and the first look. Basically, everything in the trailer was pretty much the first 5 minutes of episode 1. It was a 2-episode premiere. So we got some more of the Bad Batch. We got what else? Omega. She's back. Is it just me, or does she look a little bit older? Has she aged a little bit?
Yeah, she's aged.
Okay, so we're dealing with some time in the future. We haven't seen Crosshair yet, and I'm kind of wondering if we're going to. Any thoughts on that one?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll see him because he's all Empire. Or is he?
Well,
is he playing double agent or?
I don't think he's playing double agent, but I think that by the end of season 1, I think he was starting to have his doubts. Not so much about the Empire itself, but more about his relationship with the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the squad, and I kind of think that, and I kind of hope that they don't go the route of what's his name from Rebel. I can't even think of his name from Rebels. That he was all Empire, and then all of a sudden he decided, I'm gonna be a
Callus.
Callus. I don't know why I can't remember that name. It's like my feet. My feet are calloused.
Alrighty then.
Sorry.
TMI.
Bad dad joke. So I kind of hope they don't go that way. I mean, I would like to. There's like half of me that wants them to go that way so that you can get the entire team back together, but then there's the other half of me that where it's like, that's what they do in all of them. Why are we doing the same thing all over again? We've got the Geek Gauntlet in the house. What's
Hi,
going on?
William.
Hi, William. If you didn't know, William also does a show, and I watched his show last night, a really good podcast. And he does that on Wednesday nights live. It's a lot of fun. They a lot of good discussion last night. So go check that out. Geek News Now, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, the whole bit. Okay. Well, moving along, they're still obviously running these missions, and I've got to ask a question, and maybe it was answered in season 1, and I just forgot about it. Why are they not killing these stormtroopers?
Because they're still clones.
Yeah, I think they still think of them as brothers.
But not all of them are clones, though. And you can really tell because sometimes when the stormtroopers are having dialogue, it's very obviously different voices. So it's almost like they're moving more into the conscripts rather than the clones.
Maybe, but do they know that?
I don't know. All I'm knowing is if somebody is out there shooting at me, trying to kill me, I am going to kill you back. That's brother or not.
Well, they all grew up together. There's a loyalty, a brotherhood. They all look alike. Well, for the most part. Yeah, I think there's a what's the word I'm looking for? There's a struggle, a confliction. Conflict. That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah.
And see too, it makes sense too that if we are like we've thought we're a few years past Order 66 because obviously Omega is aging. And Omega, if I remember correctly, she is pure genetic replication. She doesn't have the
advanced aging.
Right, the enhancers that make her grow up faster. So she's going to grow up like a normal person. So we're a few years past Order 66. It makes sense to me that conscripts are more mixed in and clones are kind of being phased out. Because that's what they were trying to do that in season 1. Actually went back and watched part of the first like 4 or 5 episodes of season 1 just because. And that whole first episode was Tarkin at Camino trying to decide if we're going to go with conscripts or if we're going to continue with clones. So, but we find out that they're still running missions for for what's her name, and she actually makes a very good point, and she makes a lot of sense. And I'm wondering why people haven't thought of this before, where she says you need one big score to where you can run away. Because the Empire's not here yet, but they will be. Eventually, they're going to be here, and our well's going to dry up. So you need to be, and that's to me, that's a realist point of view, to where it's hey, the Empire's coming. I'm going to do what I can until they get here, and then when they do get here, I'll have enough to not care, or I can go somewhere else. And
well, she mentions that they're really not free, and they're not. I mean, they're free, but they're not free because like you said, the Empire's gonna come
there's
there
always
eventually.
there's always something looming. It's coming, and that takes away that freedom because you know that not incarceration.
They'll always be on the run.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're always going to be on the run.
They'll always be fugitives.
On Empire Day, 6 fugitives were framed for a crime they didn't commit. They now live as mercenaries working in the Los Angeles underground. If you can find them, maybe you can hire the Bad Batch. Dun dun dun. Sorry.
I was gonna say you basically just described the A-Team.
Yeah, that's what this is. It's the A-Team in the Star Wars universe. I mean,
Yes.
think about it. You've got the leader, who is Hunter. You've got the brute force, the strong, which is Wrecker. You've got the smart guy face as
Tech.
Tech. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew what it was. It was just, and then Echo is Murdoch. It all lines up. It's perfect. I guess William has never seen it that way, but yes, there it is. So,
Yeah, well,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Something that I liked about the first episode in particular was if you go back to season 1, Echo was kind of just there. I mean, he was kind of just a guy there. But in episode 1 of season 2, that they kind of gave him a bit more characterization. With him saying that he wants to do more, and I'm like, oh my god, that line right there was more characterization than he got in all of season 1.
Exactly. And I and again, I go back to the age thing because now Echo he's been with the team for a lot longer. If I recall, did Echo end up with the Bad Batch in the Clone Wars? Was that when it was? Was that the final season? Is that what their 5-episode arc was? Them rescuing Echo?
I believe so.
I think.
I'd have to go back and watch that.
I have to go
I'm
back.
not sure.
I got to go back and watch it too. Every time I watch the final season of the Clone Wars, it's usually like just the last 4 or 5 episodes, just because that's so good. But yeah, I think that's right because he hasn't been with the Bad Batch for very long when season 1 happens, and now we're in season 2. Years have progressed. He's kind of found his way within this group. He's kind of I'm my guess is he probably feels more comfortable with it, and yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all we get some more characterization out of him. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we get more characterization out of all of them. Just
that's really what I'm hoping for because season 1, I mean that they had some fun adventures, but none of the characters really got an arc. That they were just kind of personality archetypes, and that's cool and all for a little while, but after so long of a show running, because I think it ran for 16 episodes.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, usually by the midway point, I'm like, okay, I need more. I need I need these characters to grow, and they didn't in season 1. So I'm really hoping that we see a lot of that in this season, and they kind of already put the stepping stones down for that. So I really hope that they follow through.
But something else too, you gotta. What can you name a show that actually blew away its first season? And I mean, a lot of shows, if they're good, they start off, they're okay, and then they build up. They get better as they go along. They figure out the formula. They figure out what the fans want, and then they go.
Well, first season of Andor, I thought was really good.
Wow, and/or Star Wars, that doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, honestly, my answer is going to be Rebels because that was some good character growth in that show too for season 1. But okay. So the
first season of Clone Wars, arguably the weakest season, but it got better as it went on.
Only because of Ahsoka. She was so flippin' annoying much like Omega, flipping annoying. I was really hoping she wouldn't be as annoying in this season. And I realize it's only the first two episodes.
We're 2 episodes deep. Come on.
I know, but she was still freaking annoying. I'm like, oh my God, she goes off and gets herself in trouble and causes chaos, and I hate her weapon.
But to be fair, the reason she got herself in trouble was because she was trying to prove Echo wrong, and so that right there is
that's character.
It's kind of an annoying moment, but it is still character. It's still within her character.
It's 2 thumbs down for me. Thank you.
Shut up, Debbie. You like everything. Jeez.
I like the show. I just don't like her. But I'm thinking they'll probably somewhere maybe further on this season. I hope it's this season. I don't know how many seasons they have planned for Bad Batch, but I'm hoping they'll do to her like they did Ahsoka, to where mostly everybody didn't like Ahsoka the first 2 or 3 seasons, whatever, and then but I'm really hoping they don't take that long with her, because it just
2 or 3 seasons. I didn't like Ahsoka. The only time when I started liking Ahsoka was the final season of the Clone Wars. When that last 4 or 5, you had the Siege of Mandalore happen. Yeah, I'm telling you.
What is wrong with you?
I am telling you. The only thing that I liked about Ahsoka was that that kept me a positive outlook on Ahsoka was knowing, okay, she's not in the original trilogy. She's gonna die in the Clone Wars. She's gonna have to die somewhere, and I can't wait.
So you were hoping she would die.
I was looking forward to that episode, and now
after each episode ends, he's just like, "Oh, son of a bitch!"
Not this.
Damn it!
But
William, I've always been on the dark side. You just haven't seen it yet.
And now we're moving into Ahsoka having her own show. Not only her own show, but it's set at least 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So she lived all the way.
And David's just like, thank God, no more teenage.
About halfway. She lived about halfway through the Clone Wars, all of Revenge of the Sith, all the way through the original trilogy and beyond. She didn't.
I can't believe you didn't like her until the last season.
She was doing stuff I didn't think she needed to be doing.
You're a weirdo.
And a lot of that. Yeah. We're gonna do an episode of we're gonna do some Clone Wars stuff when we have time, and I will explain why I despised Ahsoka. But that's something complete. That's another show. I mean, 2 or 3 shows even.
Are you gonna write up a nice little thesis for us?
I might. Sit here and lecture you for an hour.
Oh boy.
Okay, so they go on this last mission, and this was truly a 2-part episode, a 2-part opening. I mean, it was 2 self-contained episodes, or actually, I guess it was 1 long episode with to be continued in the middle of it. So this wasn't like the first episode of the first season was like an hour and a half, hour 45, something like that. And so that was like hey, here's a little mini movie to introduce the show, kind of like they did with the Clone Wars. And now we're strictly, okay, we've got two episodes, and we're showing 2 different episodes, and it's an arc. It's an arc series, which is good. But the whole point of this is that they're and this was kind of interesting too. They are raiding Dooku's house
on Sereno.
On Sereno, and they're basically pillaging the money that the that the separatists used to yeah, I know mine's going off too.
Sorry.
No, that's everybody.
I forgot to silence.
That should be all of us.
My phone's on vibrate. Ha ha.
I silenced mine, but my computer will still go off.
Yeah. So anyway, so basically they're robbing Dooku's house of all the wealth that the separatists had. The Empire is very obviously there, and they kind of had the same idea. They're like, we're gonna go rob this, and they kept calling it the war chest. That's the war chest.
Well, it's all the things he accumulated during the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Which looked like it was quite a damn lot. Gee whiz.
Yeah, I know, right? They had there was they said the number of containers that went up when they were stuck in the containers in the cargo ship. They said the number of containers that each cargo was carrying. I want to say it was 50 or 60.
I do think it was 50 because I think that they threw out the number like 48 out of 50 or something.
And then on top of that, that wasn't the first ship. There had been two
others.
I was going to say that might have been the third or fourth ship. So
and then there's others behind that one. So
yeah. We didn't get any TIE fighters though. We got the V-wings, and obviously the Empire is still using the old gunships because they were all over the place. Sure, why not? Yeah, that's Dave Filoni. It's like, hey, remember? We love you, Dave. We know you're watching. Thank you. So anyway, but they go to rob this house. Not the house. They're robbing one of the crates. And they get separated. And it's Tech and Echo and Omega end up. Come on, Debbie.
If you're going to say her name right, you got to say the others' names right. You got to say Echo and
Tick.
Tick.
Crusher.
Hunter.
Oh, Hunter. For those of you that have that accent, I apologize for butchering it. I'm sorry.
I think it's New Zealand or something.
I think it is.
It is New Zealand.
It's
Yep.
New Zealand.
You're exactly right.
It's just a very,
it's very thick. That's
very thick because, there's other actors that are from New Zealand and
it's almost
doesn't annoy me as much as that.
It's almost, honestly, it's almost like it's forced. It's almost like it's an American actor trying to do a New Zealand accent.
I think she's New Zealand.
Is she?
I think she is too.
The actor, or actress.
Well, then she's doing something to her voice to make it sound forced. It doesn't sound real.
It sounds annoying is what it is.
David, how dare you?
How dare me? Crikey. I'm waiting for her to say that. Oh, please.
Isn't that Australian?
New Zealanders don't say crikey. Come on
That's
now.
Australian.
Okay, fine.
And here we have a bad batch of clones. What beauties they are.
I'm going to sneak up on them and stick my thumb up their butts. That ought to really piss them off.
I really miss Steve. That was a good show.
So anyway, so we've got this mission. They get separated. You've got Hunter. You've got you've got Hunter and Crusher on the ground basically, and you've got Tech, Omega, and Echo in the air. I don't know, this to me this whole scenario just it really echoes the whole. I know I'm terrible. The several episodes of the first season. Do you remember the episode where they were trying to sneak off the planet and they needed the things, and the Empire was all around, and then they was just like, we gotta play it by ear and figure out how to get past the Empire. And
You just described every episode from season 1.
just about.
Thanks for narrowing it down, Dave.
Go.
So I don't know. This was the one that they came across the clone that had deserted, and he had the family.
Oh, okay. So finally, something distinctive about it.
You know, that was the one where they found that person that had that nose. And
Oh,
the hair.
jeez. Oh, are you?
Uh-oh. Did we lose him? There he is. Cam, are you back?
Camera recording.
I think so.
Okay. Your camera's recording. Uh-oh, we lost him again.
Yeah, he would.
Oh,
Big Ben.
okay. Well,
What was that? Hilarious. Anyway. Nope, he
Shit.
just went
I'm-
mute again.
sorry. I'm gonna have to dip out for a second. I walked in the door. They said they have to talk to me about something. So I'll be back in
Okay.
a few. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Anyway, so it's basically setting up like the first episode. My biggest thing on this one was, why are they not shooting these stormtroopers? And even when they when Hunter and Crusher got that tank, and they had the this was the second episode. I'm sorry, they got to the tank and they had they.
You
pulled
mean
the power-
Wrecker?
Wrecker, Crusher. Did I say Crusher?
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
who?
Wrecker,
Were we watching the same episode?
Wrecker.
Wrecker.
When Hunter and Wrecker, when they got to the tank, and he's like, he has the big cannon from the tank,
Mhm.
and he's blowing. He doesn't shoot any of the troopers. In fact, he makes it a point just to get close to them to where it knocks them away, or
But I
hits
think
the
one
rocket.
did die.
Huh?
I think one did die.
I don't know. I kept watching. I was waiting for it. And I was paying attention, especially when he started. I was like, okay, he's shooting a gun now. He's not shooting a stunner. He's actually shooting something that can cause damage. And it was we talked about the A-team earlier, and the A-team never killed anybody. In fact, when they would shoot their guns, they was always like in front of the car to make the car stop or jump or whatever.
Mhm.
And then the guys would always crawl out. I mean, that's exactly what's going on here. I'm like, it's the A-team because they're not killing anybody. they're blowing up their cars and making them flip over. And then it's like, okay, well, or G.I. Joe, we're going to shoot the helicopters down, but we see the guy parachute out. So we know he survived.
But they did, well, I don't know if it was them or if it was the old guy who lived in the forest that shot down I think it was
I think the old guy.
I think it was Tech. He shot down that one or two of the ships. One
the
crashed right
gunship.
into the canyon. So
Yeah. Okay, fine. So they're shooting down and the pilots are dying. That's what I'm saying. As I'm surprised we didn't see parachutes. Oh, look, they got out.
or jetpacks.
Or jetpacks. Yeah. Yeah, they got those.
Yeah, and they can fly now.
Now the old guy that lived in the forest. What was your take on him?
Well, yeah, at first I thought there was something sketchy about him because he was being very elusive with his answers, when they were asking him questions, and then he was going down in the basement to work or do something down there. And yeah, because I kept thinking, oh crap, he's going to
turn him
alert.
over.
He's going to alert the Empire, because I thought that little thing that he had Tech working on, because he said it was a record of their culture and everything. And I was like, oh God, he's tricking Tech, and Tech's going to fix it and it's going to set off an alarm. but he didn't. So I was glad. But evidently, a lot of the Sereno citizens fled. Well, because the Empire pretty much flattened the city, so
Right.
they bombarded it.
It's interesting too. You had talked. Oh, there's Cam. He's back.
He's back.
You had talked about.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. Completely okay. So you had talked about Tech fixing that Hoosier for him, and at this point, Tech is injured. Tech has got a broken leg, which I was watching that they were in the crate, and the crate ended up on the edge of a precipice, and it slid down the hill, and Tech had stuff land on him, and he broke his leg. Does that sound familiar? Have we seen that in Star Wars before? Maybe like in Andor.
I don't know. I feel like we haven't.
Oh, are you sure? Because that one guy in Andor, he died when the ship tipped the wrong way, and he got crushed by the crates falling down on him. What was his name?
Oh.
No.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Am I
that
the
one
only one that
character I
saw
don't
that
remember.
then?
Leaky.
I don't remember.
He was a good guy.
He was the idealist.
Yeah, he's the one that Andor carries the journal, his journal, or manifesto, whatever you want to call it.
The manifesto, yes. Exactly.
Manifesto. Not to be confused with Mephisto.
Mephisto. No, that's a different show. MCU Mondays is on Monday nights.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Mephisto confirmed. Chris, if you're watching, Mephisto. So, yeah, I thought that was humorous that they used the same method in this one that they did in except in this one he didn't die. He just broke his leg.
Yeah, they're changing it up.
In our story, no one dies. They just get really bad boo-boos.
Yeah, well, yeah, for the most part. If you're a main character in Star Wars, you're pretty much safe.
Yeah. It's like in Star Trek. All right, Bones, Spock, and Ensign Jones are coming with me on the away team. Ah, crap.
And 3 red shirts.
Ensign Jones, Ensign Smith, and Ensign, I don't know. You guys in the 3 red shirts. Let's go. We are bait. We are fodder.
Even Scotty, who wears a red shirt, never dies. Which is odd.
Although, that's kind of morbid, but Anton Yelchin died. So.
Oh. Ooh.
That was so sad.
That was.
Yeah. That was tragic. The old guy. So the old guy's telling him this story too about how now correct me if I'm wrong, that Dooku basically had plundered the planet, and all the stuff that was in the war chest actually belonged to
the people,
the people of the planet, the citizens, not to him. And when Omega, at the very end, Omega she goes off by herself. She's going to go down and tap the war chest, and she's going to get as much as she can carry in a backpack.
And then she screws up again. She has it all in her little backpack,
and
but does she secure it? Does she close it and lock it down?
No. Because she's Omega.
Yeah.
But that was that, and honestly, I thought I saw some character growth for her, because I was like, okay, she's getting this for the old guy. She's getting this for the people. She's going to get it and say, here, I couldn't get everything, but here's at least something back. Here's something you can start rebuilding or something. No, she was like, oh, I'm going to keep it and give it to Echo so he can have a good life. And I'm like, that guy just sat there. You have no growth. You're not.
Well, the guy pretty much said he didn't want it. He didn't, because when she said something there at his house, he said,
I don't want it.
Yeah, I
And
don't. I
then
don't
she's
want
like,
it.
okay, finders keepers then. Woohoo!
Yeah, I'll keep your blood money.
Yeah, right. and she didn't. Again, I'm harking back to something else. She didn't, like you said, she didn't secure it. She dropped the bag, and half of it spilled. And then she tried to go back for the bag.
It reminded me of Indiana Jones and the
Thank
Last Crusade.
you. I thought I was.
Let it go. Let it go.
Junior.
Yeah, as soon as that came on, I was
Indiana.
like, Indy.
Yeah. I was like, it's an Indiana Jones cookie. Not
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought
Easter
when I
egg.
seen that.
That's what I'm thinking of. Easter egg. So yeah, I caught the Indiana Jones Easter egg. It was great.
I'm glad
It's
I'm not the
hilarious.
only one.
It's okay.
I'll be honest, I hadn't caught it, so
In fact,
kudos
she
to you
even
guys.
said, he said, give me your hand, and she said, I can
I
get
can
it.
reach
I can reach it. And I was like, oh my God, it's word for word. Last Crusade.
Indy,
And don't tell me
let
any
it
different
go.
because don't tell me any
Omega,
different.
let it go.
That's my favorite one.
That's my favorite indie movie.
Indie movie. Yeah, that's that far and away the best one. And Cam, if you say Crystal Skull, I can't back you on that one. I'm sorry.
Honestly, my favorite's Temple of Doom.
Oh,
I'm kind of a black sheep in that regard, but yeah, Temple of Doom's
It's
my favorite
okay.
indie movie.
Definitely
No.
better than Skull.
yeah.
Everything's
That-
better than Skull.
Anything's better than Skull. Come on.
Skull
man.
was all right. But I mean,
I think the
I'll
Indiana
watch
Jones-
anything with Harrison Ford in it because he's my secret boyfriend. So
Raiders was remarkable and very good, and this was one of the rare movies where each sequel just got better and better and better. So my favorites being Last Crusade, then Temple of Doom, then Raiders. So it just they figured it out and they ran with it. I don't know what happened to the Skull though.
Non-canon.
We got Indy 5 coming up
Oh,
next
I'm so
year.
scared.
Next year, or they might have pushed it back.
No, it's this
2020
year.
Is it this year?
I
I
thought.
thought
or
they
maybe
had
it-
pushed it back.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
this
they had
year.
I thought they had
It's in
pushed it to
June.
2025. Hang on a minute. You're gonna make me look this up. Ugh. Oh, Debbie's on her other screen. I got my other screen turned on. Okay, Debbie's looking. I was gonna say I thought I had read something that they had pushed it back, but and then
June 30th, 2023.
wow, it is this year. All right, okay.
I mean, I'll
Well,
go see it, but I'm just scared. Very scared.
I honestly have always looked at Indiana Jones as a character that should be like James Bond. It's like, okay, you've done it 2 or 3 times. We're going to let somebody else do it 2 or 3 times, and then somebody else can do, just.
Well, that's
keep-
fine, but
we'll
from
keep
what
the
I've
character
heard
the same.
of the
We'll just-
storyline and what they do, and if that actually happens, I will really be pissed if they do what I think they're gonna do.
Okay. Well, we'll have to have we may take a show and talk about the new Indiana Jones movie when it comes out. in
Oh,
June.
believe me, when I go see it and that happens, you will hear it in the chats.
That just depending on what's going on Star Wars wise. Okay, Debbie, did we cover everything that you took notes on?
I didn't take notes because I thought I was going to watch them again tonight, and then I got caught up in doing other social media stuff, and I didn't get a chance to rewatch them. So
Something else too that I failed to mention, and it's my fault. At the very end of the second episode, you had this Imperial officer showed up, and he was like, "Oh, I'm here to verify your reports," or something like that. And it's a clone. Now this trooper was a clone. Very obviously, he was a clone. He had
Sergeant
the look.
Wilco.
Roger Wilco. His name was Roger Wilco. Anyway, so he's talking to him about the reports, and he said, "Oh, I thought you said it was the Bad Batch, or no, I'm sorry,
Force 99.
Clone Trooper 99." And he's like, "Oh yeah, we saw 2 of them." And he's like, "No, because I already told Tarkin that they died on Camino, and this is just gonna." And he says, "I'm not gonna this." And this, it got brutal. I mean, it really. I was like, "Oh, cartoon kid show, come on now." Because he sat there and said, "Oh, spoilers, by the way, we're talking spoilers here." He sat there and said, "Hey, I'm not gonna falsify documents." And the guy turned around and said, "I completely understand." Bam! Shoots him, and
I'll tell you what's going on.
Not only does he shoot him, he falls. I mean, it's like he takes a nosedive off of a cliff. You know he's dead at this point. You don't have to question it anymore. "Don't worry, I will falsify them." And I'm like, so who is this guy?
That was pretty brutal, and I was like, why?
Was he in the first season?
Not
This
that I
officer?
remember.
Oh, I thought he was at Camino.
Oh, maybe. Actually, he may have been, because he said, I told Tarkin that they all died on Camino. So yeah, he may have been on Camino.
Yeah, I think he was.
So is he's going to be our new bad guy for the season?
He's obviously going to be our character who sees how bad the Empire is and goes to the good side.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a twist. I wouldn't have seen that one coming.
Way to ruin it, Cam.
Thanks a lot, Cam. Apparently, Cam has some kind of secret.
He has
person
connections on the
I
inside.
was going to say, you working for Lucasfilm now, Cam?
Nope, that would be Mike Zero.
Oh yes.
Oh no. I mean, he says
Don't
that, but
ever watch Mike Zero. Ever. Awful. You know, I've considered going back and watching some of his videos just to see if he actually hit anything in his predictions. I don't even know.
Oh, every week he's got several videos on how Kathleen Kennedy's been fired.
Oh yeah.
And he's been doing that for like 2 or 3 years
since
now.
Since The Last Jedi came out. It's been longer than that. It's been 2017. So
my sources on the inside tell me
Kennedy is out. The Last Jedi has flopped, and Kennedy is out now.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
Anything else, Debbie?
No, that's it. Oh, outside of anything to do with these 2 episodes, but I think mid-season there is another double episode release.
Okay.
I think it's episode 8, 7 and 8 or something like that.
Oh, Grant's on. Hi, Grant.
Hey, Grant.
How's it going?
Hi, Grant.
Happy New Year to you. I hope it is too. And may the force be with you as well.
So yeah, like I think it's mid-season where we'll get another double episode release. So I thought that was interesting.
Which we've got, I think there's 16 episodes for this season.
Probably.
I think it's bumping to 16, which we've already got 2, so there's like 14 weeks left. Or if we have another one, I guess if we have another double, there'd be 12 weeks left. I don't know.
Can't math right now.
The math isn't mathing.
Math can't do now.
Which is the story of my life. I hate math, so.
I'm going to shove this straw up my nose and, now I don't know math. Anyway, so we've got at least 12 more weeks. Shameless plugs. Do you have any shameless plugs this week?
I believe MCU Mondays will be back from hiatus. I think we're just going to be talking about upcoming Marvel shows that are releasing this year. what we're, what shows we're excited for, what we're expecting or hope to expect.
Damn, I don't know what you're doing. Sounds like
Sorry.
you're smothering us with a pillow.
Sorry, I'm trying to shoo my dogs away from my dinner.
Yummy. Yeah. So, future Marvel shows, TV movies, and what we're hoping to see, expectations, and what we're excited for. So that'll, as far as I know, that'll be on Monday's show.
That's Monday night. That's 9:30 Eastern time. Right here, same channel, same bat time, same bat channel. Also, really good podcast is back. They launched off last week from their seasonal hiatus. They did a whole thing. Go listen to it. It's pretty good. They did a whole thing on Barbara Walters, who tragically passed this week.
And the Geek Gauntlet.
The Geek Gauntlet's back
on Saturdays at
10 Eastern. So, Cam, any shameless plugs for us?
Excuse me. On Sunday the 15th, I will be doing another live streamed interview with the author Alexander Ferrick.
Wow, cool.
I've got some fun stuff planned for that one. It's not just going to be like, question, answer, all that kind of stuff. I'm actually going to get him involved in some stuff, and he doesn't know it yet. But
hopefully he's not watching the show and he just spoiled everything.
No! I don't care if he knows that I'm going to have him involved in stuff, but he doesn't know what's going to happen.
Oh, I got you.
It's going to be fun.
You're going to play Truth or Dare with him? Live action Truth or Dare?
No, I'm going to bust out a bottle of Jim Beam and play Never Have I Ever.
Oh, so this one's not going to be on the GNN YouTube page. This will be on the GNN OnlyFans page. Is that
exactly? $14.99 a month, baby.
We gotta make that money somehow. So we'll be back next week with episode 3 of the Bad Batch. We will be back every week until. Apparently, we'll be back every week in 2023. So it'll be great. It'll be fun. You can come hang out with us. Check out my. I did a video. I don't know if anybody watched. I did a series of videos over December. It was the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar, which don't happen. Oh yeah, I do. Look, I've got one of them right here. Look at this. Isn't it cute? Let me turn off my light here. Hang on. There we go. It's a little Luke Skywalker in a Wampa cave.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
I got a Star Wars Advent Calendar too. It had a bunch of little tiny Star Wars mini Funkos in it.
I was gonna say I was gonna ask you about that because I saw that the other day and I was not thinking about it at all because I don't like Funkos, but I know you're into them.
I was a little disappointed that the only sequel trilogy character that I got in that entire box of 24 figures was BB-8. But
well.
BB.
She does text me that you got.
Oh well.
Babu Frick. BB-8 and Babu Frick were the only marketing tools that came out of. Maybe Dio. Maybe Dio, but
better than Jar Jar.
Yeah. Anyway, so you can go check out I did a daily Advent build. It was a lot of fun. I missed like 2 days and I had to do double on those on the following days, but go check them out. They're a lot of fun. They're on the YouTube page. Check out geeknewsnow.net. There's a lot of cool articles coming out. A lot of weird stuff going on with DC that John Ambrose is writing about. So go DC. Check. I know.
Shoot me now.
God. Go check out our Facebook page. Check out our
Twitter, Instagram,
all the socials.
TikTok. We also have podcasts on.
Yes, I am here.
On Podbean, Apple. I forgot my list. I don't have my list in front of me. Podbean, Apple, Amazon, and Spotify.
I was gonna say I thought Spotify was one of them, but I wasn't sure. And in case you missed the show and you're like at work and you're like, oh, I can't watch, I'll have to wait till I get home. I think, if I'm not mistaken, William, who does the Geek Gauntlet podcast, is converting just all of these shows that we do live like this. He's converting all of them to audio only and setting them up as a podcast. So if you missed the show, you don't mind if you don't see our smiley faces, then just listen to us listen to the podcast on the way to work or while you're at work. I'm sure your boss won't mind. Spread it around. Say, hey, you gotta listen to this. This is great. This is good stuff. Anything else?
Don't think so.
We're good, Cam. Glad we got to see you tonight. We will be back next week. Until then, may the force be with you all. All of you have a great week, and here's to a great 2023. We'll talk to y'all later.